Hello everyone, I'm Lenia Charity, so welcome to my YouTube. It's my second video, so today I'm going to take you guys through the essence of risk identification in project management. Okay, we can start by defining what a risk is. A risk is an unexpected event or condition that might have either positive or negative effect on project objectives. Okay, which means that risk can be both positive and negative. Okay, it being negative, it means that whenever, like when a risk occurs, it can actually, damage, okay, damage things in a project. And then it being positive means that you use that risk, okay, you work on that to achieve to achieve other things, okay, to achieve something big from that. So you might have this minor risk and then you work on it to get, something good out of the project. So risk actions can be predicted based on chances and impact of occurrences. In project planning, the project manager and the team should ensure that attention is given towards, towards identifying risk, okay, the causes of it. So which means whenever a project team is coming up with a project plan, they have to consider, handling the risks. To do that, you don't just rush to handling it. You make sure we start by identifying the risk, okay, what caused it, the categories, everything, almost all details on the risk. And they can do that by developing a document called project, no, sorry. They can do that by developing a document called risk management plan, okay, which has more details on a risk, its target, what it's targeting, the cause, the category, description, everything. So what is risk management? Let's ask ourselves what risk management is. We all know what risk is, okay? This is an event that might damage or enhance those objectives of a project. So risk management, actually, this is the process of preventing, okay, or stopping a risk from occurring. So there are many things you can do in order to manage the risk. You identify that, you group everything. So we're going to learn about risk management. Then the essence of planning for risks. Risk planning is the method of describing how to conduct, okay, management of risk activities in a project. Risk planning grades risk planning guides the project team in identifying, categorizing, as I mentioned before. You see, using that project risk management plan, the team members use that as a guideline, okay? It guides them to handle whatever is going to come their way, all those risks involved in the project. So it is actually difficult to plan for a risk in a situation where factors that are responsible to measure project success and stakeholder priorities are unknown, okay? Which is true. Factors for project success include the following. You have to meet requirements, okay, ensure that the technical requirements plus other requirements are all met, the cost, the time limit, everything is met. You do all activities within that time and within the budget. Okay, success of the project customer, ensure that the needs of the customer are met, because the project all aims at, bringing out the customer's needs. So the customer tells you what they want and then you implement that. So you make sure the success of project customer, is there. Then success of performing organization, and then the success of the project team. So in this slide, we're going to talk about the major risks and minor risks. But in actual sense, as long as it's a risk, it's not supposed to be left like that. You have to handle it so that even if it's a minor risk, you leave it. With time, it will change, okay? It will change into something else. You might leave a minor risk for 1 week or even like 2 weeks. 2 weeks at the end of it, it turns into, a major risk. So you have to handle them, okay? You follow the steps in order to solve that. So we have actions taken by the PM in risk management processes. Organize a risk management meeting, okay? Choose one day, organize, inform everyone to come for the meeting, all the stakeholders, and then during that meeting, make sure anyone who gives a risk, okay, who mentions a risk, like all those risks mentioned in that meeting are documented for further, analysis, for future analysis, and then you make the PM assigns responsibility to each team member, okay? Risk is a big thing, so it can't be handled by one person. So meaning that the project manager has to assign different responsibility to all the team members and then involve other stakeholders. As I said before, involve all the stakeholders. Then ensure that there's an effective risk management plan, okay? Meaning that the plan you're implementing, make sure it's working. Monitor and update. Other risks will come along the way when the project is, progressing. So make sure you monitor them properly. Which risks are you getting? And then you update the risk management plan. Ensure that the risk management plan document is approved by the stakeholder, okay? Because at the end of it, they might come and add something else which you didn't. So you make sure you involve them and then it's approved by the stakeholders. Identification of risk. As I said before, this lecture is basically going to talk about risk identification. So this is the procedure used by the project personnel to document risk attributes and its possible effect on the project outcome. So risk identification, you go into you study, like you dig deeper into the risk, okay, into detail so that you get a clear picture, okay, which risk is this, its category, the cause of it, what is it targeting, every detail so that to be easy for you to know if I get such a risk, this is it, you know how to handle it. So importance of it enables one to understand the nature of the risk, which is true. It influences the project stakeholders' decision in creating a sustainable project. Okay, considerations when identifying risks in a project. One, you have to broaden your whenever you're identifying risks, make sure you broaden your information. Okay, you research widely so that you get a clear picture of what risks are, everything about a risk, okay? That you so that you're able to identify them. That it reaches a point where if you don't do that, you might even end up knowing that not knowing that you're leaving some risks. Who better also those are risks. So you have to do that so that you get every risk and then be knowledgeable in identifying. Have an experience, okay? Explore all the available risks identification tools. You see that tools used for identifying this, so you make sure you explore various of them. Ensure that the risk identification process is effective. So that plan, that identification, okay, makes the process alone, make sure you're getting out what you want. You're getting out risks, everything, the causes, the target. But if you don't do them, then it won't be effective. So document all identified risks. And then here we have interviews. These techniques used to gather risks information. We have interviews. We all know what interviews are. It's a face-to-face meeting between the interviewer and then the interviewee. We have Delphi method. This okay. Here I would say this is a group of structured experts. Here a group of structured experts are given the opportunity to answer questions in 2 or more rounds predetermined by a step criteria, meaning that the coordinator, okay, delivers anonymous questions to the panel for judgment. So by doing this, the whole process of answering questions, the group giving questions it will reduce up to the next where the group agrees on one correct answer. Okay, the other method technique is the SWOT analysis. Then the output in this planning phase, okay, for identifying the risks is what we call risk register. Okay, actually it involves the details about a risk, okay, everything as I mentioned before, the category, description, the cause of the risk, what it's targeting, every detail about it. Then uses of the project register, we use it for easy flow of communication between the project team with respect to objectives. So which means in case of anything, because since they'll be concentrating on doing other things, it'll be easy. As long as there's a register, they know what's supposed to happen here, all possible things, and they keep on involving the stakeholders. Yes, it will ease the flow of communication, okay, among the project team. So it enables project stakeholders to better understand the impact of risks identified, okay, able to know the status of each risk as project progresses. So you will know that this is a minor one and then a major one. So you can start with the major one and then handle the minor one afterwards. So it helps the team to better monitor risks, okay? So all these are the uses of the risks register. And then we have identifying risk. The project team must be mindful of the following. Don't the project team shouldn't think of moving away outside the plan, okay, risk management plan. You be within, okay, you focus on that. You move outside, it's like you're actually adding onto more risks. So you make sure you remain, stick to that plan, the risk management plan. Impact to the objectives of the project if nothing is done about the risk, okay. Whether the assumptions made in the risk register are consistent, which means everything you put the details together, are you going to stick to that? Are they going to remain the same or to change categories? So in this, risk categorization can vary depending on two can depend on various factors, okay? When the risk occurs in the process life cycle, the project objectives impacted by the risk, okay? And then the performing organization. Analysis, lastly, we have, not lastly, okay, but we have analysis risk, okay? Here the team understands and has informed document about the risks, okay? So we can do this by two ways. Quantitative risk analysis. This involves you make sure you group all you prioritize, okay? You group all the risks according to the order, like you start from the highest to the lowest. So this graph below explains that, and the red color indicates the highest risk, okay. Qualitative, we have focuses on the numerical estimations of the likelihood of the project, okay. So how to respond, to risk, avoid them, okay. Transfer, give someone else to do the work. Mitigate, okay. Accept it, research, explore, and then you share the risks. So thanks very much. Welcome to the end of the lecture. Thank you guys.